Hello everybody, and welcome back to the channel, and furthermore, welcome back to yet another exciting figure review. Tonight we're taking a look at the Dungeons & Dragons Icing Death supersized Funko Pop figure. You can see Icing Death in the window there, looking really cool. Says Dungeons & Dragons, Pop Games. He's number 1038 in the line. Glamour shot of the monster there. Icing Death. Side of the box is a glamour shot of Icing Death with a black background with the Dungeons & Dragons kind of crest there. And then the same sort of idea on the back with like the Dungeons & Dragons font there. And then two figures that they're advertising here. Lady of Pain and then Icing Death, which is very much a supersized figure. They say super on the packaging here. The other side of the box, and of course the top here. So that pretty much wraps up the packaging on this terrifying frost dragon. So without further ado, I'm going to take a few minutes to get this guy unboxed, and we'll take a closer look at him in just a few minutes. Don't go away, there's more figure review to be had. And in case there was any doubt whether this guy was a hefty boy or not, here is Icing Death next to a regular-sized Funko Pop. This is Doric from the Dungeons & Dragons movie. And you can see that he's a jumbo pop, but he's not that big compared to other pops, but he is pretty hefty. You can see him compared to Doric there. Get her and him kind of centered. So, it's not huge, but it is a bit bigger than a regular size Funko Pop. So there's that. But this guy, look at how cool he is! The pearlescent scales, the translucent icy spines on him. Like, look at all those icy scoots, they're translucent. I just love the way it fades from this kind of light pink into this baby blue. The pearlescent scales, he's like beautiful. He's so unbelievably beautiful. I love how this guy looks. I don't think I've ever had a jumbo dragon Funko Pop before, and I don't count the Pop Rides Game of Thrones dragons that they released when that was going on. But I don't think I've ever had just a giant dragon Funko Pop by itself. This is so cool. Like, I don't know if that's being picked up by the camera. His scales aren't just white, they're like a pearlescent white, which is so cool. I love those translucent ice crystals, I think that's what's hanging off of him. It's so cool. I love this guy. Oh, he's awesome. And he looks good too. It's like just standing there. It looks awesome. Like, this has got to be the best dragon that Funko has produced for their Funko Pop line so far. I mean, look at this thing. He's got injuries. Look at that. He's got like a big scrape on his, like, scoots on his head. Man, this is so cool. He's got the big ears. Oh, I love this thing. Like, just look at it. Take in all of its majesty. Oh, it's so beautiful. Like, I never thought I would say that about a Funko Pop, unironically, or unless I was talking about a bit, but this is beautiful. Like, the pearlescent scales, the translucent ice spikes, it is magical. Obviously, there is no articulation. He is just a solid piece. I don't think he needs it, though. He just looks so cool. I guess we'll go into some size comparisons. Comparing it to every single Dragon Funko Pop I have in the collection, starting off with Baby Aldrine from Guild Wars 2, which is So far, my favorite dragon Funko Pop, next to this new Icing Death one from D&D, Icing Death next to Cyrax from Game of Thrones House of the Dragon, Icing Death next to Red Eyes Black Dragon from Yu-Gi-Oh!, Icing Death next to Ratha from Monster Hunter Stories, Icing Death next to Sisu from Raya and the Last Dragon, and finally Icing Death next to Zim from The Dragon Prince. There is so much to say about this guy. Like, look, the detail on the scales, every scale, they put the time and effort in to sculpt scales individually. Now, of course, his whole body is not covered entirely in scales, but the fact that they took the effort to put scales where you'd obviously expect them to be is awesome. There's even scoots that I haven't even noticed. Scoots on the side there of his neck. This is such a great figure. I can't compliment it enough. But, this is kind of a shorter video, but there isn't much to really say about this guy. He's a good, solid, supersized dragon Funko Pop. I think they did everything they should have done with this dragon figure. He's supersized, which is really awesome. He has all the detail, and he just looks good. This really famous, notorious white ice dragon from the world of D&D, it's so popular, it even has a name, Icing Death, which is really, really cool. I think that definitely for the money, this being a bit more pricey compared to a regular Funko Pop, I feel like they went all out with it. The translucent ice spikes, the pearlescent paint for his whole body, and then the way it transitions from pink into this almost purplish sky blue for his wings is just amazing. But with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed. Do take care, have a great night, and I'll see you in the next video.